Hello, and welcome to episode 6 of Rampant Red Devils Season 2. I'm Ryan, and today I will be going over the highlights of Man United's last gasp 2-1 victory over West Ham United. Now, obviously, after the last episode, I was very disheartened after an embarrassing loss to BSC Young Boys. And I said to myself that I wanted nothing other except a win against West Ham. West Ham under David Moyes have turned out to be a very good side in the Premier League. Obviously, they have Declan Rice, who is an outstanding midfield player. Obviously, could Jesse Lingard return and haunt his loan club from last season? Wait and find out as we go over the first half. So obviously then I was hoping for a reaction and a response from Man United after the embarrassing loss on Tuesday. And for the first half, we did all right. We gave West Ham a torrid time. They were still feeling the after effects from their Europa League game against Dinamo Zagreb on Thursday. Jack will tell you that not all teams can beat Dinamo Zagreb away from home. And more back over onto Man United. Obviously, McTominay returned into the starting XI, which meant it was a McFred midfield for this game, which concerned me a little. I mean, I've said time and time again that McFred are probably one of the reasons why we won't win the Premier League title, but we'll see what happens. Obviously, Declan Rice is apparently Man United's main midfield transfer target for next summer. Will we get him? It's another matter. But no, first half we were creating chances, we were pinning West Ham back in their own half, not being able to get out. We were subduing West Ham, barely had anything up front because obviously Antonio was suspended after getting sent off against Southampton. But United were starting off well. But as usual, whenever Man United start off well and fail to take their chances, they always go behind. And that's exactly what happened. West Ham broke forward, Vladimir Kofal plays it into Jared Bowen, who does a lovely back heel back towards him, and he plays it into the path of Said Benrahma on the edge of Man United's box, and Varane goes out to try and close down Benrahma, as we know how good he is at shooting from distance. And Benrahma's shot takes an awkward deflection off Varane, and the ball just ends up trickling into the bottom left-hand corner with De Gea absolutely no chance. So after all that pressure and being on top, they get one shot at goal. It takes a wicked deflection and they go 1-0 up. That's football. I mean, there's nothing to really fault at here. It was probably West Ham's decent first attack of the game, and they score with a wicked deflection. Like, they hadn't really given United anything to worry about. And then all of a sudden, with the raucous home crowd celebrating and going in front, it seemed that West Ham gained a bit of momentum. But as usual, United equalised, and there was only one man to ever get the equaliser. Bruno Fernandes, sensational ball into the box towards Cristiano Ronaldo, who timed his run to perfection against West Ham's offside trap. His initial header was well saved by Fabianski, who couldn't grasp onto the ball, which left Ronaldo a tap-in for 1-1. I'm telling you, he's winning the Golden Boot this season, mark my words. And obviously, as soon as we got the equaliser, again, West Ham, the home crowd were getting them all geared up again, and it was pretty much an even contest towards the end of the first half. But at half-time, it was 1-1. Obviously, a fair enough summary of the first half. United created chances, were dominating the half. West Ham score a lucky goal. They get on top for a bit. Bruno and Ronaldo are inevitable. Let's see what happens in the second half. So second half, obviously, not much to really say, really. I mean, West Ham and United were basically at loggerheads with one another. I wouldn't say loggerheads is the correct term, but what I mean is they were becoming very difficult to break down. I mean, they were trying to create both sides were trying to create chances, but there was some resolute defending. David De Gea pulled off some fine saves. It almost seems as if peak 2016-2017 David De Gea is coming back which is great to see. Fabianski pulled off some good saves. De Gea pulled off some saves. It got a little bit tasty, but I'd like to point out some VAR controversy during the game, mostly during the second half. Cristiano Ronaldo was fouled twice in the West Ham box, and none of them were given by referee Martin Atkinson. Martin Atkinson is one of the worst referees in English football. Obviously, VAR, how are they not penalties? I mean, if you watch them both back, you can clearly see that Ronaldo's been fouled twice, almost one after the other pretty much, and VAR's like, nope, no penalty when he's clearly been touched and fouled. There must be an agenda to not give Ronaldo and Manchester United penalties anymore. So anyone calling us Manchester United can calm down, because we should have had 2 penalties against West Ham and none were given. So that tag's been branded out the window this season, I think. But obviously then comes a sensational moment. Jesse Lingard is brought on. West Ham fans were chanting, Jesse Lingard, he wants to come home, after Ollie refused to sell him. But that's West Ham's fault. They didn't pay the asking price, so he stayed. Anyway, we get an attack. Lingard picks up the ball on the edge of the box, cuts inside the defender, and rifles a shot into the top hand corner past Fabianski in the 86th minute. Absolutely sensational strike by Lingard. At that point, we looked as if to be trying desperately to get a second goal to no avail. But Lingard ends up getting his shot away and it flies into the top corner. And we go 2-1 up. And you're thinking, what a goal, Jesse. 3 points on the way. But there was more controversy. Jarrod Bowen's cross hits Luke Shaw on the hand. The West Ham fans, David Moyes included, screaming for handball. Referee Martin Atkinson goes and looks at the VAR. Without hesitation, points to the penalty spot. So, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is furious, and I myself am furious at this point. So how can you not give the 2 clear penalties on Ronaldo earlier in the second half, but give a handball just like that? Make it make sense. So obviously, at this point, I'm thinking it's going to be 2-2, because David De Gea has faced 40 penalties recently and he hasn't saved one. His last penalty save came in 2014. So, Christ, this is going to be us dropping points. Interestingly, David Moyes subs Mark Noble on in the 95th minute to come and take the penalty. Now, clearly, I think that was a bold decision by Moyes, especially when you've got Declan Rice, who, if he stays, when Mark Noble leaves, might be their new captain if no one pays the asking price for him. But no, Noble takes the ball off Declan Rice, steps up to take the penalty, and David saves it. I couldn't believe it. It was a poor penalty from Noble, but it was a great save by David De Gea. And pretty much after De Gea saved the penalty, it was full time. So he managed to hang on to 3 points, and finally David De Gea has saved a penalty for Manchester United. Get in there, Dave. So on the whole, I think it was a performance that... the first half performance was good. The second, we were lacking that bit of cutting edge, because obviously West Ham were on top for most of the second half, I'd say. So it's not like it was going bad or such. From the second half onwards, you'd think West Ham were the more looking likely to win the game. Obviously, David De Gea kept us in it. Jesse Lingard scored an absolute worldie, and David De Gea pulled off a stunning penalty save to make us unbeaten in the league. It's joint top alongside Liverpool and Chelsea, who won later that day. And the Premier League season's starting off well so far. So it may not be the be-all end-all, but it was a positive reaction to the defeat on Tuesday against Young Boys. So that is my analysis over and done with. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like this video, please make sure to subscribe. There will be more Rampant Red Devils highlights throughout the season. Obviously, check out all the links in our descriptions. We'll be doing our first mainstream podcast episode next week. I will also be getting the Tumblr started Tumblr articles will be up and running as well. Obviously, Whole Seville articles will be up as well. Make sure to check them out. And also, I'd like to add that my new YouTube channel, The Reliant Robin, is also up now. So please make sure to go and subscribe to that if you want to hear more of my Cheltenham Town content. Links are all in the description. And taking a look at Man United's next game. So we have a home game in the Carabao Cup against, West Ham. So it's round 2 between these two teams. Obviously, I expect Ollie to make a few changes from the side that played today. So it's a cup game, but we'll see what happens. So I will see you on Thursday with my analysis of Man United West Ham in the Carabao Cup. Until then, adios.